Matiangi, Fred Matiangi. I want you to listen to me very carefully. You will not be the president in 2027. Listen and listen to me very carefully. You will not be the president, and I'm going to give you reasons. Anyway, guys, if you are new to this platform and you're coming here for the first time, my name is the African Updater. I would like you to kindly take a second to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do that, na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for the return subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And for those people who are supporting this platform by sending something, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Now back to my video about Fred Matiangi. Fred Matiangi has just landed back in the country. You know, he was working, I think, in the US for a big international organization. This is a role he took recently after the grand government here Ruto Urisha, and now he has moved. He went there to work, and now it's over. Now he's back in the country, and there has been so many initiative of people trying to push his candidacy, that they want Fred Matiangi to they want to challenge William Ruto in 2027. And Jubilee were the people first who are fronting him. And even recently, as far as recently, the former president Uhuru Kenyatta has come out openly to say that Matiangi is the only candidate he will vote for in 2027, and so many other things. And now there's this hype being formed around Matiangi. Oh, Matiangi candidacy, Matiangi for president, Matiangi everything. Even our brothers from the Kisii region are now saying, for the first time we have our own candidate, and we are going to stand behind him and vote for him and everything. Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully. As I told you, on this platform, I share my opinion. I don't share my opinion from a point of hatred or anything. And I always don't share my point from a point of tribal and everything. As much as I understand that all politics is local and politics in Kenya is tribal, I always don't buy that narrative. Because I always believe that we can think without our tribe. So I want to take it from that. So first and foremost, these are the reasons why I feel Matiangi cannot and will not be president. Number one, Matiangi is being played. Because, number one, the people who are pushing Matiangi have no interest of making Matiangi president. They're just doing it because they don't have an alternative. Why am I saying this? Matiangi is being pushed by Jubilee, by largely Mount Kenya politicians. But only by a section of them, especially the old guards. The old politicians from Mount Kenya are the one who are advancing Matiangi's candidacy. Why are they doing this? It's because, number one, they don't have an alternative. They don't have a replacement from their region that can challenge President Ruto. So they are only falling back on Matiangi because they feel that Matiangi is kind of very neutral. He's someone who they feel like he can be accepted in the whole country. So these are people who are not pushing Matiangi because they love him. No, they don't. They don't love him. It's only that they don't have an alternative. Knowing very well that Gachagua cannot run for president, as things stand, cannot run for president in 2027. And Mount Kenya people are people who hold their card close to their heart. You will never understand how their game plan. You remember the same thing happened with Mudavadi in 2013, where Uhuru came out openly to say that he's not going to run for the president. He's going to support Mudavadi until the last minute. Mudavadi akarukwa. So Matiangi is being played by these people. They are just pushing him because they want to create a narrative, not because they want him as a president. No, they don't have him as a president. Number 2, Matiangi is not mature enough politically. So he doesn't understand the intrigues of politics, the ins and out of politics. He doesn't understand politics as a game. Matiangi came to be known when he was a minister and he was a technocrat. Matiangi is a technocrat. These are people who don't understand. They don't know how to play politics. They just understand how to make systems work. So he was brought in as a technocrat. But because of how he was tough and how he wanted things to run, people just developed that love for him. You get? So they are using that to make him feel like now he can advance and be the president. No, in politics is a very different game from you being a technocrat or someone who can deliver. In politics, you need to be mischievous, you need to learn people, you need to understand that everyone who comes to you comes with their anakuja na interest yake. That no one comes to you purely because they love you. Very rare people. In fact, there are very few politicians who are naturally loved, and one of them is Raila Odinga. In fact, it's only Raila Odinga ni amebaki that is naturally loved, and maybe Kalonzo. Even Ruto is loved on condition. Look at even the challenges he's facing from his people with his people in Rift Valley. They just love him. They just support him because he's the current person they can love. But it's not like they love him purely just because Nini is from. No, it doesn't work like that. So, Matiangi is not a seasoned politician. And he cannot challenge William Ruto in any political fight. Challenge. He can't. Ruto will finish him very early in the morning because Ruto, being someone who has really stayed in politics for long, he knows how to scheme. He knows how to scheme. Ruto is a politician. Matiangi is not a politician. So you people, let's tell Matiangi the truth. The truth of the matter is that Matiangi cannot challenge William Ruto in a presidential election. He can't. Ruto will fix him. Ruto will fix him very properly. And Matiangi, since he's someone who doesn't have a thick skin, he will not be able to fight back. Matiangi doesn't know how to fight back. He will not politically, like making sure that he fight back until he gets what he wants. Hata kama ameibiwa, Matiangi can't fight back. He doesn't have that nini. He doesn't have that zeal to fight back. So Matiangi is a narrative that is just been pushed to keep Kenyans busy. But when it comes into the reality, Matiangi can't be the president. I think he should stop buying this thing and putting it in his head so much, because he might end up being disappointed the way Mudavadi was disappointed in 2013. Another thing, Matiangi has released his card mapema. In politics, you don't show your moves mapema. You hold your moves. Any move you have unaishikilia. Matiangi, come on, we are in 2015. Matiangi has come out openly to tell us that now is like he has shown interest in being the president and everything, and now is sai. It's a very wrong move. These are things unaambia watu in 2026 December ama in 2027 January. Ndo unaambia watu, hey guys, I've decided this is what it's going to be. So that it becomes so hard for people who you are going to face. It becomes so hard for them to scheme. But right now, they can scheme. Remember, there was a time that Matiangi has a lot of this case when his house was raided and so many other things. So the government has something to fight back. And the fact that they are quiet, they are just quiet because they feel like, this is not the right time. Tukiona huyu jamaa amekuwa threat, sasa ndio tutaunleash zile makesi zenye tuko nayo against yeye, and then we keep him busy running around in the courts and nini, we tarnish his name, unaona, because there are Kenyans who still believes those things, that when you are being fought politically, there are Kenyans who still believe that those ni ukweli. Wakisema uliiba pesa fulani, there are Kenyans who sit back and say yenyewe ni ukweli aliiba. Mbona anapelekwa koti, mbona anafanywa hivi kama hakuiba, mbona. There are Kenyans who still buy those cheap politics. And there are so many of them. So they will keep him busy in the courts, running around telling people, oh, nini. By the time he's done with these cases na arudi kwa politics tena, time imesonga, things have happened, is no longer like the way the Matiangi people used to know. People now see him differently and everything, so it's very hard on him. Because in politics, when your enemy has something against you, trust you me, you can't run away from it. He will use it to the very best. You remember how they have always been calling Raila Mganga, mchawi, nini na nini. This is something that Raila has constantly tried to shed off, imekataa. And our president used it very well in 2022 when he was campaigning. He used to call Raila, oh mganga, oh nini, oh aendi kanisa. And there are people who bought that narrative. Even as much as we could see Raila going to church and everything, there are people who still bought that, no, Raila ni mchawi, Raila. And there are some people who still believe that Raila ni mchawi up to now. So, fixing Matiangi will be very easy for Ruto. It's something that is so easy for him. You get? Creating a narrative that Matiangi is not the person you think he is, it's very easy for the president. So, this narrative being pushed that Matiangi can be president, nini nini, my guy, my people, forget about it. This is something that will die hapa tu, hata itaenda mbali. You see hapa mbele tu, just hapa mbele. By the time tunafika 2027, no 2026, there will be no talk of Matiangi's presidency. This one, not talking about the numbers, because me, I don't like to talk about those tribal politics at Yosiji, the people from Kisii have this number of votes. Now, someone who is an elected member of parliament coming to tell us that, where will you go with your 800,000 votes? Where will you take Matiangi with that? That kind of politics, I usually find it very, very old and very stupid. Because the fact that I'm a Luo, what makes you think that the fact that I'm a Luo, sasa mi kura yangu iko kwa isabu ya Raila? The fact that you are a Kipkeino or Kipsabi, what makes you think that the fact that he's a Kalenjin, sasa kura yake tu ni ya Ruto automatic? This kind of politics, and I see some of people like Kaluma pushing this kind of narrative. It's very tired and old. Right now we have people who are independent thinkers. We have community, people who are independent thinkers. So wewe ukikaa chini unasema ati sasa Matiangi with the 800,000 votes wacha tuone atafika hapi. No. That politics I don't think will work. And even if it still work, maybe it will work with the old people. People who are above 40 years. Those are people who still think like that. But anyone who is below 40 years, even if they are very few. But majority of them don't reason like on tribal basis anymore. So things are changing. But on the basis of Matiangi, I don't see Matiangi being president. I don't see. Unless Raila backs him up and everyone backs him up. Uhuru backs him up and everyone, and Gachagua backs him up and everyone. Unless all these people back him up properly. Because another thing that makes Matiangi cannot really be president is the resources. Matiangi has no resources to run around the country and campaign. He doesn't have the resources. So he will need people to finance him. So unless people like Raila Odinga and Uhuru and Kalonzo and all these people come together and back him up, then that is the only way he can defeat William Ruto. Because that is the only way now the Gen Zs, because the Gen Zs love him. But without proper planning and proper support, financial support, he can't beat the machinery of William Ruto. He can't. But sasa this backing up will come with a lot of conditions for Matiangi that I also feel that he will not be able to handle. It will come with a lot of demands. Because no one is going to back you up without having his interest at heart. So it's Matiangi will not be, okay, let me just be bold. Matiangi will not be president unless this thing. So without that, he can't. And being the person that he has served in this in the previous government, there's a lot of things that can be thrown back to him. That it will be very hard for him to shed off. In this country, especially in politics, ukifanya tu kama kosa kamoja hivi, that is what people will use, that's what people will leverage on for the rest of your political career. And you can't run away from it. And that's why you see the president is being fought left, right, and center on these issues of corruption and lying and everything. As much as he's trying to clean his image, it's very difficult for you to do that. Because once people have an informed opinion about you, it's a done deal for you. Kujitoa hapo ni noma. So, Matiangi is enjoying the hype, is enjoying the attention, is seeking and is getting and everything. But let's be open and bold to Matiangi that you being president is a tall order for you. It's very difficult. You can't. And those politicians that you see that are pushing you, hao watu wanakutumia. So unless hata wewe unataka kukaa chini uwatumie, well and good. But kama ujui vile utawatumia, just get out of it, remain a technocrat, rudi, endelea kufanya kazi yako and you live a silent life. Because trust you me, ile vita itakupata hapa mbele. The fight that you are about to, the zone that you are about to go to, you can't handle if you don't have a, kama wewe si mtu strong politically. Ile vita utapigwa hapa mbele, trust you me, you will wish haungeingia siasa. But anyway guys, what do you think about Matiangi's presidency? Whatever I've shared here is just my opinion. I'm not hating on Matiangi and I don't hate on any politician. All I just like to say, I just like to share my opinion from the way I see it. And for me, I see like Matiangi presidency is not something that is viable in 2027. It can't hold. So what do you think about Matiangi? Do you feel like there's any other way that he can come out of it and win besides the one that I've shared? And what do you think? And if you feel like he can't win and he can't be the president, what do you think are the reasons why you feel like he cannot be the president? Share your opinion, but remain respectful. Usitukane mtu. Don't insult a community. Don't insult Matiangi. Usitukane anyone. Just share your opinion that this is what I think. Even if you feel like any other, even if you are a tribal, you reason for on a tribal basis, it's okay. But don't insult a community. Don't belittle a community. So share that in the comment section and we'll really appreciate. And if you also want to support this platform in any other way, financially or any other way, my number is always there. Kindly support this platform so that you can help it grow na ikuwe kubwa. So thank you, until next time, bye.